Just made a Dollar Tree run. This place saves me thousands of dollars in my lifetime. I mean, I've been shopping at Dollar Tree for what, 15 years? I figure this place has saved me $25,000 in 15 years. You know, there's an item I buy in there, $1.50. It used to be $1, now it's $1.25, and then it went to $1.50. That's fine. I saw the exact same brand of this item. It's like a bathroom item. The exact same brand, the exact same size, the exact same scent, everything. At Walmart today, $7.97. $8. And in the Dollar Tree, not the dollar store, not the Dollar General, the Dollar Tree, it's $1.50. At Walmart, it's $7.97. Exact same product. Exactly the same. Identical. 100%. That's one of those items where, you know, now you know Walmart buys it for cheaper than the Dollar Tree can get it. They got, you know, 10 times the buying power, at least 50 times, 100 times the buying power. I'm not against making profit. I'm not against that. I'm not against capitalism. I'm against buying an item for $8 when I can get it for $1.50 and it's identical. Now, the reason I'm able to do that is because I don't buy a lot of stuff every month. So I know the cheapest place to buy the items that I buy. I don't just randomly walk around and shop. No. I haven't done that in 30 years. I'm very specific and very strategic, especially with today's inflation. It's not because of money, it's the principle. And I was down at Walmart, I saw this item, and I went, oh man, I can get that at the Dollar Tree for $1.50 right now. And it's something I use, you know, pretty much every week. So I go to the Dollar Tree in case they're gonna ever run out. I buy 20 at a time. I'm always like 2 or 3 months ahead on each item, which is that's called normal behavior. But poor people don't do that because they buy everything as they need it per weekly. And they're always getting stuck. My mom taught me to do that when I was a little kid. Back when coupons were king, you'd go through the paper, the magazines, you know, the National Enquirer, whatever, and cut out the coupons. And you'd save, back then, hundreds of dollars a year. We had a newspaper back in the day that their guarantee was, like, if the newspaper's 50 cents, we guarantee you 10 times more in coupon value at the local stores than it'll cost you to buy this paper. Now, that was a great way to sell newspapers. So if the newspaper was 50 cents, they guaranteed there would be $5 worth of coupons at the local stores inside the paper somewhere. And they were always great coupons, things you would buy every week. I mean, it wasn't like $5 off jewelry. No, it wasn't something stupid like that. Every time I go to Fred Meyer, they're always, you know, when my receipt comes out, they always have that coupon attached. We will give you 10% off jewelry with this coupon. Yeah. You mean I spend $1,000 on jewelry and you're going to give me $100 off? Wow, what a great deal for me. Not. But I tell you what, you stop and think how many people have gone in there, mostly women buy jewelry, and they says, hey, 10% off. I wonder how many people have gotten married because they were getting 10% off the Fred Meyer jewelry department and said, hey, we're going to get married anyway, let's go buy our wedding rings here. They get saved 10%. Because they're not thinking in advance. They're not thinking common sense. And they walk out saying, well, you know, we just got a Fred Meyer credit card or whatever, and we just spent $4,500 on a wedding set. They say, yeah, but we saved $450. No, you didn't save $450. You spent $4,500. You know, that's why a lot of young guys don't want to get married today. You tell me any young guy you know today, under 30 years old, who could pull $3,000 out of his back pocket to buy a wedding ring right now. That young guy doesn't exist. He'd have to put it on a credit card. He probably doesn't even have that much available credit. How many young girls say, of course I want to get married to you. If you hand me a $3,000 or $4,000 ring, I'll at least get engaged to you for a while. But then if it doesn't work out, I get to keep the ring, right? And then, you know, 2 years later, they go down to the pawn shop with this $4,000 ring, and the pawn shop looks at them and says, I'll give you $500 for it because it's only worth $1,000, and I have to make money like Pawn Stars. I have to make money, so I'll give you $500. That's all we give. You're like, I spent $4,500 for this. Well, your diamond is, you know, half a carat. The gold weight in here is only worth $180. So I'm going to give you $500. Take it or leave it. And what you have to do is you have to go to some sucker on Craigslist. Look at that sports car. That thing's cool. You have to go to some sucker on Craigslist, some girl, I paid $4,500 for this, I'll sell it to you for $2,000. And then she comes over and looks at it, and the process starts all over again. That's why when you go over to India, they don't really give a ring to get married. You, as a young man, or the father of the groom, has to have a dowry to give the future bride, those women get up to $100,000 in gifts, and they don't give stupid gifts like toasters. You look up women in India, they get like bars of gold, jewelry, diamonds, rubies, pearls, emeralds. They get all kinds of golden chains put around their neck at a wedding. It is quite a fascinating thing. But if you're a guy who has 3 sons, you're screwed. Because you have to go out and get 3 dowries for 3 future brides because your sons don't have any money. And that's the woman's money, not the man's money. They don't share it. Not the traditional Indian people. This woman is supposed to get that money and everything and start her household and get the house going for the next 10 years on that money. While the groom, her husband, is going to go out and start working and building up his wealth for the family. In America, everyone gets like 3 toasters or a deep fat fryer. How's that gonna help you? Hey, I just got married. I got 4 deep fat fryers from my friends. I used to laugh because in the 1980s, they used to give away fondue kits. You know what fondue is? Where it's just a ceramic warming station that plugs in, and you put like cheese in one and guacamole in another one. Everybody comes to your house and has a party with potato chips and sits around a round table and dips into the fondue, the hot fondue. It was the most useless gift on the planet. Man, they were $9.95 at Kmart. I'll never forget. When I got married, someone gave me one. I never seen one before until I was like, what's this? I mean, I was working in restaurants and stuff, and I was like, what is this? You heat up a ceramic bowl. What do you need this for? You can just heat it up in any old bowl you want to on the stove. And the voltage going to the fondue, the voltage. I mean, it was like 5 watts. It was so low. You would put cheese in there like at noon, and it might be finally melted by the time you had your party at 7 o'clock at night. It literally took forever just to melt a little bit of cheese. I tried to use it once to see if it would work just with my wife. I ended up, like, after 3 hours coming back and scraping the cheese out and just putting it in a bowl. Well, of course, then you don't need those now because everyone has a fancy microwave, and you just put it on a melt cheese, you know, whatever the button is for melt cheese. And then all the radioactive waves go into your cheese. That's nice. Hey, this cheese has a little spunk to it. What'd you put in it? Radioactive material?